All right. It says I'm live. I hope it's true. I'm skeptical. So if you're here, send me a comment and say you're a person, so I feel like it's really working. And then we'll get started. Just seems very strange. But I'm trying to migrate over to different spaces other than Facebook because you never know. Hi, friends. Yay, it's working. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Jen. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Christine. Hi, Christina. Yay, it's working. Welcome, everybody. Happy Spring Equinox. Am I clear? Am I loud enough? Is the picture correct? Awesome. Awesome. Hi, Stephanie. Yeah, this is actually not so bad. You guys can type and I can see who you are. That works. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Beth. Yay. Welcome, welcome. Well, I'm excited to see what is going to happen today because, you know, I go live with you guys so much that it's just kind of what I do, right? But I had this wave of nerves about a minute and a half ago that I was like, what the heck? So I know some big energy is coming through right now, and that's exciting. So we'll just give people a few minutes to join before we get rolling. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Kristen. Yay. Stephanie says it's very easy to join, so that's good. Yeah, okay, so this is not bad. This is not bad at all. All right. So I have some friends with me today, which is also exciting because they haven't really been talking to me for a while. So I've got Peony is back, and she is wanting to join in for Spring Equinox today. So she says hello. And I've also got Rocket here, who is excited to be here to party with us. Yay. I hope you all have some sort of grounding stone. I've got my lava rock, but any type of grounding stone will be good because we are dealing with a lot of energy today, and it'll just help. It'll just help you. So if you can have some sort of grounding stone, that would be great. I also have a million card decks here for some reason, so we shall see. Yeah, I was really feeling the feathers today. I haven't worn feathers in a long, long time, but I was really feeling them. How was everybody's sleep last night? That's what I'm wondering, because the past few nights, it feels like the energy has shifted so much and dreams have been extra interesting and supercharged. So it should be wild. Ooh, Lisa says she got a hawk feather. That is so special. So special. Yeah, okay, and crazy dreams. So we're all on the same page here with the crazy dreams. I don't want to get started before I get started, but we're going to talk about the dreams because they're important, obviously, but to this energy shift, they're important. So we're going to talk about that. You don't really need anything today. We're not going to do a laying down activation. Is just going to be a sitting one. So if you want to have any of your stones with you, of course, have them. And like I said, a grounding rock would be a great idea, so we don't short out any internet or electrical systems today. Yay. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. And what I would love for you guys to do is to help me anchor in by closing your eyes. And we're just going to take 3 deep breaths together to open up this space and to connect with each other. Stephanie says, I don't know which stones are grounding, but I grab all my crystals. Does that count? Yes and no. So pick one of your crystals that is a dark color and maybe hold that while we're tapping in. Okay, and we'll talk about grounding stones once we get started. So just go ahead and close your eyes, soften your energy, soften your body. We're going to take deep breaths in. We're going to bring the air in through your nose, nice and slow, and then you're going to release it through your mouth just as slow. Okay, let's start. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. And one more time. All right. Well, welcome everybody. Happy Spring Equinox. The first order of celebration is to celebrate the fact that Venus is now officially out of Pisces and we are officially out of Pisces season. Yay. You have likely felt the shift from that Pisces energy into Aries energy fairly intensely. I woke up yesterday. I didn't even lift my head from the pillow, and I was just so fired up. I was like, "Fuck the patriarchy!" Like I was really in it. If you saw my post yesterday, you probably noticed. I woke up that way. It looks like a lot of people woke up that way. It's a good thing if you understand that you take that fire and you do something productive with it, right? We don't just take the fire and burn up inside and immolate ourselves. But as the day progressed yesterday, that fire did shift out. It wasn't like a burn all day long. Okay. So what we are experiencing with Aries energy is a shift into the action. We've had a lot of introspective time. We've had a lot of time to feel our feelings and be in them and to explore them with plenty of, I don't know, probably more than we would like, but lots of room to do that, let's say. Lots of space to expand into your emotions and to start to understand your emotions as important indicators of what you need and what you do not need. Likely in the past 2 weeks or so, you've had a lot of things coming up for you that are feeling like old things that you may have never addressed in your adult life, but suddenly coming up for review. Perhaps old relationships coming back around in some way. Just old stuff that you thought you were done with coming back up. Depending on how you decided to hold space for these things, coming into Aries season may feel very refreshing and like, yay, let's go. Or it might feel like you're kind of disjointed and not sure where to place your energy because there are things that you did not yet take care of. If you're feeling like that, if you're feeling kind of like you wish you felt fiery, but you're just feeling very exhausted instead, it's okay. It just means there's more to process. And that's not a bad thing because we're all doing all of these things at our own unique pace, and there's no right or wrong here. But it does mean you need to care for yourself. So if you're feeling that, slow down and listen to you. What do you need? What does your true self need? And give yourself that. Give yourself that time. Okay. Now, on the other hand, if you're feeling all fired up and ready to go, this is the Aries season energy. You've likely had a lot of projects on deck that weren't really taking off, but weren't really going away either, the ideas of them. Now is the time to start moving on those projects, to start moving on those ideas. And you'll know which ones are the ones for you because they just come and they're easy. And that's what we're looking for now. We're looking for things that flow, okay? Because when you identify things that have that essence about them, that they're very easy and you really can't You can't really stop yourself from doing them because you just don't understand why you would. Hey, do that, because that's going to take you in a new direction that you normally wouldn't have taken, because for whatever reason we have this program inside of us that says the easy way is not the way that's going to lead us to the big results. It's not the right way because it's easy. It needs to be hard. We have to work hard for it in order for it to actually produce something worthwhile. Let's gently, or not so gently, release that program. And the way to release it is by step, starting to choose the flow route, the easier route, the one that makes you feel happy from the get-go. Stop delaying your joy. Stop delaying your gratification. The carrot at the end of the stick is a great metaphor for what we don't want to be doing right now. Don't dangle your joy, your excitement, your fulfillment at the end of that stick. Just take it right now. Every step of your way can have some elements of that if you allow them to. So, for example, if you are faced with a pivot point right now where you can do this or you can do that, and you're like, I don't know which one to choose, ask yourself, if it didn't matter about what anybody else thought, which one feels best to you? What would be the easiest way? What would just happen easy for you? What would be the way you would go if you didn't have all the criticisms and programs in your head telling you, I don't know if we should do that or should we do this? Just slow down. Which one? And here is the other trick about that. Whatever you choose will be your choice. What? Well, let's explore that. Whatever you choose is going to be your choice. The universe actually doesn't cast any judgments upon our choices. It works along with our choices. So it's always a choose your own adventure story. And there's no judgment on it, which means you can choose the most difficult way to get to a point. And the universe will shift itself to support you in that adventure. And there's no shame in that game. If that's what you choose, that's what you're going to do. And that's totally fine. Or you can choose the easy route, this one over here, right? The universe will shift to support you in that as well. So there's no such thing as making the wrong choice. It's just, what do you want to experience in your life here on this planet? And that is it. There's no moral judgment that's going to be cast upon you except the ones that you cast upon yourself, okay? And the ones that you allow others to cast upon you as well. If we're going to continue living our lives based upon other people's approval, then you get further and further away from your own source, right? So how about you approve yourself now? How about you validate your own feelings? How about you make choices that will make you feel good now? Not some pie in the sky potentiality of happiness down the road, but right now. What do you want to do? Now, I'm saying all of this as if it's the easiest thing in the world. I know it isn't. I'm living this with you. Every day, I get to make choices as well. And I don't always choose the easiest, but I am noticing that when I choose the one that more directly aligns with what I actually need in the moment, regardless of what I think other people are going to think about it, when I choose that, it lifts my personal vibration so much that it affects everything around me in a positive way. So the choice that I make that may seem a little unorthodox or selfish or whatever delightful concoctions of guilt that I've, cooked up over the years to give myself when choosing me, when I do that, I feel so good that everything I do after that is affected by it. Everyone I talk to after that is affected by it. And I've validated myself choosing me. And in that moment of realizing I've validated myself, I free myself to do this more. I affirm for myself that doing this isn't going to kill anyone or ruin my life or ruin anybody else's life. In fact, it uplifts everybody around me and me. So it's a win-win. So I've destroyed a myth when I do that. I've destroyed a part of a program that has been telling me that if I follow my bliss, if I follow my joy in the moment, that's selfish and it isn't good for anybody. When I've chosen to do those things, I've destroyed it and it no longer has legs to stand. So then the next time I come around to this place, I more easily choose what is best for me because I already know that on the other side of that choice, good things, good things live. Okay? I hope that makes sense for you guys because it's a journey, it's a learning, and it's a relearning, and it's getting to know yourself again, right? Because if you've spent most of your life people pleasing, if you spent most of your life making your decisions based off of your projected ideas of how it will positively affect those in your life, and I say projected because how could you know, right? You're just imagining that this is what's going to happen. If that's what you've been doing for most of your life, and like, don't judge yourself here because this is what we've been taught, especially women. If that's what you've been doing, to then make the 180 pivot, which you're going to do the opposite of that, is huge. So even if you do it in small ways now, moving forward in your everyday life, you will be making huge strides. And I hope that you can give yourself some congratulations when you do it, even if it seems small to you. Because it's the small behaviors, the small changes that then allow you to open up to the bigger ones. Okay? So let that marinate with you because as we move into this Aries season, as we close out very soon this month of March, things are going to change very rapidly. And you are going to need to know what you want. And you're going to need to anchor into that because around you, you're going to have a lot of noise, a lot of noise, a lot of chaos with all of the people who are not grounded in themselves yet, who may become grounded in themselves at some point, but are just not there and are making a lot of noise and raising an energetic ruckus. It's already happening, but as we move towards the end of this month, it's going to get louder and louder and louder. And if you already have your ears connected to the collective instead of yourself, you are going to go deaf because it's going to be so loud. So now is the time to take those ears and tune in to you so that you are the loudest voice always, because that's what you can trust. And as you make decisions that create safe spaces for you, you will learn to trust yourself even more. And I say that because very often that's not top priority for us, right? Like, have you even ever thought of that? Like, oh, what am I going to do today to create a safe space for my own energy? What am I going to do today to create a safe space for me physically to live my life today? Do you ever do that? Because I never did that before. But that is what we need to start doing in order to regain the trust of ourselves, the trust of our inner child, the trust of all of the yous that came up until this point who have been negatively affected by you not choosing you, by you not listening to you. And so we're re-establishing that relationship to self and establishing trust. And that means when you make a decision, you need to take yourself into account first and ask what would make you feel safe in yourself? What would make you feel safe in your energy, in your body, whatever it is? And then do those things. That's choosing you. And again, affirming for yourself that you are your own safe person. And as you do that, you will be able to listen to your own voice very easily because it will be the most trusted authority that you have access to. And that's what we want. Okay? So moving in that direction, because as we move to the end of March, things are going to get a little bit wacky. So I'm going to tell you some things that I have channeled about the end of March. And it's really important when listening to anybody channel anything, okay, that you run it through your body and take what resonates for you. Nothing I'm going to tell you today is meant to create any type of panic in you, but more so to create and establish a sense of we are all tapped in to a collective reality building space. And I'm so sorry. And we have the ability to tap in to different points in time along that space and get information. And this information is not to keep us from experiencing something. It's only to allow us to have the tools and to have our energy prepared to move through those spaces. So, with that being said, like dun dun dun, the 26th of March, the 27th of March, the 28th of March. These dates are like big red flag dates. And it's not just me feeling this, but when I channeled this the first time, I can't really remember when it was, but if Jen, if you're listening, when was it? It was a minute ago. But this was a date that really explodes as far as government structures go. There's something, some event getting ready to take place. And I don't know for sure if this is an energetic event or if this is a boots on the ground physical event. But the way that I saw it, it was a very real thing. It had to do with the capital city in DC. It had to do with 4 factions, lots of fighting, lots of dissonance, and kind of like that uprising revolutionary energy. And something that was coming through a lot was this red dawn, red dawn, red dawn. And if you listened to the podcast that I did with SA, from A Girl in the Universe, she actually said she had gotten information about that date from her guides as well. And our collaborated chat about that, which was not live, so I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but we chatted about it a little bit afterwards. And that idea of red dawn really is significant in as far as we've been hearing about earthquakes, we've been hearing about volcano eruptions, and just recently we had the volcano in Reykjavik blow, and we channeled on Thursday that there was all of this energy coming through and moving through into the Atlantic floor, and the Atlantic floor is rising up, and that's going to cause mass earthquakes and volcanic eruptions, because obviously when there's any kind of plate shifting, that's going to cause volcanoes to erupt. So big Mama Earth fireworks, big Gaia movement, and as above, so below. So we have to understand that whenever the earth is reacting in a physical way, we as a collective are also acting and reacting in a physical way. And we're all reacting to the same stimulus, to the same energies. Okay? So just remember that, because it's not a separate thing. And even those who we feel are not plugged in or connected, that doesn't matter. We are all actually plugged in and connected to the same power source. Where we are, where we're plugged into on that power source may be very different. Our openness to understanding our realities and our different reality paths, very different. But at our very base level, we are all the same, and we are all connected, whether we like it or not, okay? So when you feel that anxiety out of nowhere, it's definitely not yours. It's collective, because as you become more and more attuned to these frequencies, you are feeling more of the collective vibration. So back to this March 26th, 27th, 28th, just prepare yourself for something fucking weird, okay? Something that is going to be big enough that nobody's going to be able to do that thing that they love to do, or they're just like, oh, that's not a big deal, just gonna shove it over there and continue with my life, pretend like it's okay, and we're just gonna all get vaccinated and then we can just live our lives in peace. It's not going to be one of those things, okay? Honestly, the January 6th event shouldn't have been one of those things either, but it was. Do we even really talk about how a group of militia stormed the Capitol and actually like got in there and took it over? That's okay. But that is the energy coming through for the end of the month. If you think that the groups and or group of people who orchestrated that have just dispersed and don't exist anymore, that is a false narrative. And it's okay. And I say that because we're in Ragnarok. And Ragnarok is not the energy of, a transition coming through with cherubs singing in the sky and we're all like wrapped up in cotton candy. That's just not the way it is. And it's never been that way. And I say it's okay because we're prepared. And when you're prepared, you don't freak out. And when you freak out, that is when things go crazy. So I'm telling you that towards the end of the month, something is going to happen. And I feel very strongly that it is going to have to do with our political situation in the States and possibly other, uh, hold on. Well, anyway, there's something I'm hearing with Italy, Greece, and France. So I don't know what that is, but anyway, something to do with the government structure and the people rising up and having something to say about it. So what do you need to do? Not much. I would be prepared, generally speaking, in life to not have power for 3 days. You know what I mean? Like just have stuff that if you don't have power for 3 days, it's not going to be a big deal. Thankfully, we're moving into warmer weather. But my feeling about this event is that it is going to create a huge divide in the energetic frequencies of those currently on the planet. So, you know how we're talking a lot about third dimension and fifth dimension? And there's plenty of, back and forth understandings of what that means. Some people are like, oh, the planet's going to split in two, and there's the fifth dimension's here, and the third dimension stays here. And, everybody has a different idea about what that means and what ascension means. It's more about, in the way that I see it, it's more about understanding where you are in your ability to create your reality. Okay. So if you know this, you're automatically already tapping into fifth dimensional energy. Just by you being here tuned in to me right now, you're tapped into that fifth dimensional energy. Now, what you decide to do with it is absolutely your choice, right? But I feel that after whatever's going to happen at the end of this month, it's no longer going to be confusing for us where people are vibrationally and where they've chosen to be at this time. So for those who are anchored into third dimensional reality, I think that they're going to have a different path, a different experience of what comes next. It's not like good or bad, it's just going to be a different one, okay? And I want you to remember that everything that has been built up until this point has been built in that third dimensional reality space. So they're keeping that, okay? Now, those of us who are already anchoring our stuff in the vibration of the fifth dimensional frequency, you have the ability to build there, which means you don't have your stuff rooted in that third dimensional reality. And I'm not a quantum physicist, so it is interesting to have these discussions with you, but the way that I see it is not that you leave and they stay. We're all here. We're just existing at different frequencies and interacting with energies in a different way. In this fifth dimensional space, you understand how to use energy in a different way. You understand how to create things in that third dimensional world that people who are only anchored in the third dimension can't even fathom at this point. So it's more about, how this is an example that I've heard many times because it's a good one. Before we discovered gravity, were people just floating around? No. So we're discovering more things about our universe that have always been true, but we didn't realize them. And in this fifth dimensional space, we're going to have more and more of those revelations and insights come to us and be available to us to understand. And some of these concepts will become as commonplace as gravity to us, okay? Meanwhile, in third dimensional reality, that will not be the case because it cannot hold that frequency, all right? So after this event, it feels like there will be choices made. And I think we had a month of that in January, right? Was it January, the month of choices? And it's always going to be choices. So don't feel like, oh, if somebody is choosing to be in that third dimensional space, now that's it forever. That's not true. It could be, but it's not. It's not like a forever choice that's never going to be reversed, and they're stuck in there now. But the fact of the matter is that we all chose specific experience pathways when we decided to incarnate on Earth. And we're not allowed, honestly, to tamper with each other's pathways the way that we think we should, based off of we love each other and we don't want anyone to experience pain or suffering if they can prevent it. That's not for us to do. Some paths have a lot of pain and suffering because they lead to a certain understanding that that being is trying to perfect, is trying to understand. Okay. So it's really important right now, especially for you to really stay in your lane. And I've been talking to you guys about this a lot, but you've really got to watch it with the telling people what they should do or not do if you've not been invited. Giving unsolicited advice is taking on a whole new level of meaning now because you're actually, as you understand the energy more, you understand sovereignty and free will. And if you try to interfere with another being's free will and sovereignty, you're really going against the code of ethics, right? So you want to watch that because it's not necessary. Your energy should be focused on you and what your path is. And if you feel resistance to that, it's likely because you're faced with a pretty big whopper of a lesson that you are trying to avoid, right? Usually when we spend all of our time trying to fix other people, it's because we don't want to look at ourselves and do that work because that looks like a disaster and we'll just save it for another day. But the other day is not coming, the day is today. So really be careful with that. Now, is it difficult to have that understanding that some people are just going to be here and that's where they've chosen to be when you want them here with you? Yeah, totally. That sucks. There's no way around that. It sucks because, it does not discriminate. And family groups are splitting, and they've already been splitting. I'm sure there are people who you've been very close to who all of a sudden don't seem to even speak English to you. And you're like, what do I do? But what can you do, right? Except love them and put yourself in a safe space for you. Because it isn't loving to continue to hold on to things that are no longer vibrating at your frequency. It's not loving to you and it's not loving to them. So we're learning to let go of things that are not staying of their own accord in our current vibrational frequency. All right. Does that make sense? Like if it's vibrating with you, you're not going to need to grab out and hold it because it's there with you. It's easy. If you have to grab it and hold it, it's not vibrating at your frequency. So it's that ease, it's that staying in your body, it's that being right where you are kind of concept, all right? And being able to do that, being able to anchor in yourself is going to really help you when things get wild at the end of the month and then moving into April. So don't feel scared about it. And because I just want to affirm that for you guys, because I don't feel that at all. It feels much more like this is the next phase of what we've asked for. And so we're getting a heads up on it. Okay. And like everything, we've been experiencing these timeline shifts, right? All the time. I think between Wednesday and today, I've experienced at least 3 of them. And the timeline shifts happen on a collective and personal basis. All right. So every time you make a choice, you timeline shift your own self. And then every time the collective makes a choice, they timeline shift that. So we're all just like, woo, where are we at? And it's been that energy of being unable to anchor into anything because it keeps changing. We're still in that, but it is going to get easier as we move past the end of this month to anchor into that 5th dimensional reality space. You're going to be able to actually tangibly do that in a much easier way. Thank God. And it will help you if you can stay in your sovereignty, in your body, and anchor into this space as well, because it's your heart that connects to that. Okay. Your heart has always been in the highest vibration and capable of way higher vibration than 5th dimensional. Okay. 5th dimensional energy is just kind of the first rung of the adventure for us. But our heart space can vibrate almost like infinity, okay? The only thing keeping it from doing that is us. So as we start to like pull off the layers of that and start truly sinking into this space in ourselves, we're able to anchor into that, and we can always do that. So focus here, because as we move on, as we move through, you're manifesting from this space. That means your choices are coming from your heart center. When you anchor things, when you create things from this place, they will automatically be over here. That means you're building in that 5th dimensional space. Okay. So it's not like this big, crazy, confusing thing. It's like, stay here, do it from here. You cannot go wrong. Okay. When you listen to other people's opinions, when you pull in old societal structures and programs and allow them to help you make your decisions, that's when you jump out of heart space. And we are the pioneers of this right now. We're the front line, the first wave. That means we don't have the luxury of having somebody in front of us to say that this works and it's okay. We're the ones that are going to be those people for those coming behind us, that we can say, yeah, it works, it's going to be okay. But it is what it is. You signed up for it. Okay. Like, I think if you all kind of go like, did I sign up for this? You'll probably get a yes, you know? So anyway, I'm going to pause on the things there. Do you have any questions so far about anything that I've said? Because if so, I will take those questions and answer them to the best of my ability. Let me grab this rock too. Tone that energy down. So any questions, pop them in there. And if not, we're going to get ready for our little activation. And after our little activation, I'm going to pull some cards for you guys. And this activation, if you've never had an activation with me, there's nothing you need to do. But the goal of this is to connect all of us through our heart centers and to help us to feel into what's coming, into what is, and into that love vibration. Okay. So questions. Stacy is saying, is a pole shift going to occur soon? The pole shift already occurred. I can't remember when. Hold on. All right. This is a complicated answer, but I'm just going to give it to you and we'll figure it out. You can help me. The pole shift already occurred in the energetic sense of the word. And that is why the earth itself is becoming so volatile because first the energy shifts and then the physical shifts. It's just like anything else. It's like manifesting, right? So first you put out the energy of what you want and then it follows in the physical way. So the pole shift has already happened. What's going to happen next is as the timing is right, the physical nature of that pole shift will be realized. I hope that makes sense. But that event, they're saying, has already occurred. Okay. So if we have no other questions, let's get set up for this little activation. It's not going to be a long one. All you have to do is be sitting. And generally speaking, this is my rule of thumb for activations and meditations and anything like that. If you want to receive information, if you want to receive new energy, upgrades, all of those things, it makes sense to be sitting upright so that your spine is straight and your crown is open, all right? And you're anchored down. If you would like to be regenerated, restored, to reconnect to earth energy and kind of just have that healing pod type of situation, it's good to lay down for a meditation or an activation because when you're laying down, you are connecting yourself to that earth grid in a very tangible way. And it's not an active pose. This is an active pose. Okay. So when we're in this, we're kind of signaling like, okay, I'm ready to receive this stuff and integrate it into my body. All right, so just go ahead and get comfortable. Nice, soft but straight spine. Go ahead and roll your shoulders up to your ears and bring them down your back. Maybe just loosen up your neck a little bit. Feel into your belly. Ask your belly to soften and release. Soften your jaw, soften your throat. Relax your chest. And just close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. And let it go. Deep breath in. And one more time. Go ahead and make sure that your palms are up and start to focus your energy and your attention onto each of your palms. Feeling into them, starting to feel a swirling energy there, activating these chakra centers. Letting your breath come nice and soft. Activating your chakras in your palms. Bring your attention and awareness to your crown. Softening the crown of your head. And allowing that crown chakra to open gently like a flower. And if it feels good, opening to receive a crystalline white light that is pure source energy. Allowing it to move through your crown, down into your body, and feeling it move down your arms and gather at your palms. You can even visualize this. See that white light moving down through the crown of your head, down through your face, down through your neck, down through your shoulders, and down through each of your arms, creating beautiful swirling vortexes in your palms. Feeling that beautiful, clear, and strong source energy activating. Allow this to feel however it feels for you. Any feelings are what you need in this moment. Allow any thoughts to move through your awareness without judgment. Paying attention to how your body feels and reacts to this energy that is moving down through your crown and gathering and swirling in your palms. Receive a nice deep breath in. Let it go. Feeling that energy so strong, swirling in your palms, go ahead and lift them up, bringing them about heart level, palms facing each other with about 6 to 12 inches between your palms. Start to feel that energy gathering there like a ball, like a beautiful electric ball of white, pure source light, shimmering and sparking as you hold it there. Feel it. Perhaps move your hands just a little closer and feel that resistance to that energy. Do you feel that? That's how strong the energy that you are pulling through from source is. That you can almost feel the entire physical form of it gathering between your palms, feeling it on your fingertips as you move your hands just a little closer together, and then slowly pulling them apart just a centimeter. Feeling that energy, holding it. Take a nice deep breath in. Let it go. And now take that beautiful ball of energy and bring it into your heart center, moving your palms to face your body and pressing that ball of energy into your heart chakra, nice and slow. Feeling that power. Keeping your hands pressed against your heart. Allowing your body to sway if it needs to sway. Breathing through it. Allowing this incredibly intense integration of energy to move into your heart chakra. Holding your heart in this space, powering it up, giving it confidence, giving it presence, giving it wisdom, and upgrading its vibrational frequency. In your mind's eye, imagine all of your sisters and brothers who are tuned into this frequency at this very moment and in the future, with their hands on their hearts, their heart chakras glowing and shimmering and sparking. See this and allow yourself to feel that connection. That source energy through your heart is connecting you to each of their hearts. Feeling that love for each other and that oneness and unity. You are not separate. We are all connected to source. Make noting at this time, just gently closing the portal of your crown chakra. Asking your root chakra to keep you anchored here in the earth space, while still holding that energy on your heart chakra. I'm going to speak affirmations that you can either repeat out loud with me or simply affirm in your head. I am loved. I am supported. I am connected through my heart to universal source energy. I trust my own guidance. I trust my own intuition. I validate my own feelings. And I create safe spaces for my mind, body, and spirit. I love myself. I love all of my experiences. I love my body. I love my mind. I love my energy. I am full of purpose. I am full of meaning. My existence is purpose. My existence is meaning. Receive a deep breath in. Release it. Slowly move your hands down from your heart center and be placing them at your lap. Taking a moment now to feel what your body feels like, what your energy feels like. Let's take another deep breath in. And let it go. Start to wiggle your fingers, feeling your body in its physical space. Maybe tapping your fingertips along your thighs. And when you feel ready, slowly open your eyes, coming back into this time and space. I hope you're all feeling good. I hope you're feeling loved and supported. And I hope you are feeling the presence of your angels and guides and all of your ancestors. I'm still feeling your energy. It feels wonderful. It's making me sway. Remember that we're all connected to each other all the time. All right. So I'm going to tap into some fairy energy. I'm going to pull a card for the spring equinox. If it feels good for you, this would be a really wonderful day to do a 3-card pull, if you have that available to you, and simply ask, what are the energies that are coming through to support me for this spring equinox? And these 3 cards are not meant to fortune tell for you, but rather to give you an energetic signature that will support you for the next 21 days. Okay? See what the fairies have to say. You're very welcome. All right. Of course. I didn't mean to roll my eyes. Sometimes I can't help it. So the card that came through is not Ragnarok, thankfully, because that would be quite a rough transition after experiencing an activation. So thank you, fairies. It's number 2 in the deck, and it's Duera, if I'm pronouncing that right. And she says, healer, nourishment, and nurture. Let's read that. It is time for you to focus completely on self-nurture and to support your own healing, emotionally, and in particular physically. This means you must put aside all the excuses you have previously allowed to take precedence over your own well-being. Your own personal healing must be the top priority of your life. Seek out a holistic healer, a spiritual healer, and a physical healer, and create a well-being program that you can then fully commit to. Allow nothing to interrupt this. Nothing can take away this time you now must give to your own self. Your soul is asking this of you, and you must become devoted to your own healing. When you do this, you will find others healed too. That your healing journey inspires others around you to fully connect with their own needs, and furthermore, allows them to become responsible for their own journey of healing. Healing food must be within your home, and your ultimate home, your body. Healing exercise must be undertaken, mindful movement. Healing environments are your refuge. Healing people nourish you. Healing thoughts and music and energies support you on this journey every day. Be relentless and merciless in culling anything or anyone who will not allow you to support yourself through what must be done. You must become fully devoted to your own healing, and this must take place now. So, fairies have spoken, as per usual. I think that's a beautiful card for this spring energy as well, because this is where it all begins with you. And through you taking care of yourself, through you addressing your own healing and choosing yourself, creating safe spaces for your energy, you're teaching those around you how to do that as well. And that is the biggest gift we can give anybody, right? Is that empowerment and understanding that it is okay to take care of yourself, and modeling that for our children, for our friends, for everybody. So feel into that for yourself. Okay, about the 3-card pull. If you are going to do a 3-card pull, take whatever deck you want. You can either use one deck and use 3 cards from that deck, or use 3 different decks. It doesn't matter, whatever feels good for you. If you're new to doing card pulls, maybe stick to one deck. Take your deck, hold it in your hands. Take a nice deep breath in. Breathe into your deck, relax, connect with this energy, and then ask, what do I need to know to support me for the next 21 days of my journey? And then shuffle however you like to shuffle, and allow the 3 cards to come out in whatever way they come out, okay? And then you can use the little book to receive information about your card pull, and also allow yourself to receive whatever wants to come through for you as well. Maybe you want to take a few notes on it, and take a picture of those cards, because in 21 days, which is just 3 weeks, you might want to look at that and see how those energies supported you. If you need help with this, or with any of the things you are doing, I am taking one-on-one sessions again, and I post that availability as it becomes available on my Instagram stories and on my Facebook stories. And if you are in restoration, you will get a text message. If you would like to receive a text message when I have pop-up availabilities for one-on-one sessions, and these sessions, we can do anything inside of them. So it's 30 minutes of my time for you. You can send a text message, send Amala to 474747, and you'll be put on that list, and I will send a message to you when I have day of availability. Okay, so those will be popping up. There's lots coming down the pike. It's big energy. I'm so thankful for all of you for joining me here today live. It was amazing to feel your energy. I'm so glad Pisces season is over. Aries season feels very hopeful. If any questions pop up, feel free to reach out. You can always send the questions to me through a text message, email, or find me on Facebook, and we can answer those questions during a live video or for the Purple Crescent Council, okay? So always send in your questions. They will get answered in some way, shape, or form. If they're very personal questions, that's for a one-on-one session. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. If you would like to, oops, what did I just do there? Did I mess that up? Okay, that's fine. If you would like to connect, make sure you're following me on Facebook and Instagram, and make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel, because moving forward, I have a feeling that I will be relying more heavily on YouTube, as this went actually quite well. So make sure that you are subscribed and following me on the YouTube. Have an amazing day. I love you. It is Sunday, so I'll see you again live on Instagram and Facebook tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning for the energy for the week, and Lord knows what else. Maybe we'll do live card pulls. I don't know. Have an amazing day. I love you. Mwah. Enjoy this weather.